Alright, my little math friends, here's our first lesson video that goes with this semester. We're going to be taking a look at 8.1. Again, we did this right before break. We were using scale to convert the actual size of an object into something smaller that we could draw on paper. We also did those really cool coffee shop design projects that you guys did so well. So these notes are just going to be a review of that, just to recap what it is we did so that we remember how to do that. Okay, so we're going to be using scale and some scale drawings. Alright, so here's a review of what scale is. A scale drawing represents the actual size of an object, but on a larger or smaller scale, okay, like a larger or smaller size. Most of the time it's going to be smaller because we're drawing something that is smaller than what it is in real life, its actual size. And here we have an example of a scale. A scale is written the same all the time. This scale here shows that 3 inches on paper represents 25 feet in real life. Alright? So every scale is set up the same, where the first numbers here represent the size on the scale drawing, so we label that the SD, and the second number over here represents its size in real life, its actual size. So we call this the scale actual. Okay, so this first number represents the drawing size. Okay, and the second number over here on the other side of the scale represents its actual size in real life. Okay, that's how every scale is written, so that way people can use it and know what to expect. Okay, so let's use that to solve a few problems here. The first set of problem we're going to be solving is converting the scale drawing to the actual size. Alright, and here is our first problem. A drawing of a rectangular building has a scale 4 inches is equal to 50 feet. If the building dimensions on the drawing are 20 inches by 30 inches, what is the size of the actual building? Okay, so first we're going to go through and we're going to label the scale drawing and the scale actual numbers. Okay, so like in the scale here, this first number represents how big the drawing is, so we're going to label that SD because that refers to the scale drawing. This number over here refers to its actual size, so we're going to call that the scale actual. Alright, then we have some other numbers here. It's telling us that on a drawing the building dimensions are 20 inches by 30 inches. Okay, since this is the drawing of the building, these are our scale drawing numbers. Okay, what we're trying to find is the actual size of the building. So we have two steps here. The first step is we're going to divide the matching numbers. Okay, dividing the matching numbers. So take a look at what we have here. We have the scale. Here we have our scale drawing number. We have our scale actual number. And down here we have our scale drawing numbers. So these numbers match this number over here on the scale drawing because they are both SDs. So we're going to divide those numbers. So we're going to take 20 divided by 4, which would give us 5, and we're going to take 30 divided by 4, which if you do that on a calculator, you're going to get 7.5. Okay, that was our first step. We just divided what was matching. The matching in this problem was our scale drawing. Now we're going to multiply by the other number that's left in our scale. We're going to multiply by the 50 feet to find out how big that building is. So we're going to take these two answers we got when we divided, and we're going to multiply them by 50 feet, the other number in the scale. So 5 times 50 is going to get us 250 feet. And 7.5 times 50 is going to get us 375 feet. Okay, I just calculated that out on a calculator. So then that tells us this is the actual size of our building, 250 feet on one side by 375 feet on the other side. Okay, if we wanted to find the area, we would just multiply these two numbers, but our question doesn't ask us that, so we are good to go with just those numbers. Alright, now let's go the other way. And let's talk about if we have the actual size of something and we want to change it to the scale drawing size. Okay, so here's our problem. A shed is going to be drawn using the scale 8 centimeters on the drawing, represents 15 inches in real life. The building dimensions are 135 inches by 180 inches. What are the dimensions of the drawing of the shed? Okay, we're going to try and find out how big the shed is going to be when we draw it on paper. So here's our scale. Just like any other scale, the first number represents the size of the drawing, so we're going to call that the SD. This number over here represents its size in real life, so that's going to be the SA, the scale actual. Okay, the other numbers we're given over here are the actual building dimensions, the real size of the building. Since these are the actual size, we're going to call those the SAs, the scale actuals. Okay, now we're going to get to our 2 steps to solve this problem. We're going to divide what it is that is matching. Okay, in this problem, what is matching is I have my scale actual number here and I have my scale actual numbers down here, so we're going to divide those. We're going to take 135 divided by 15, and when we do that, that's going to give us 9, and we're going to take 180 divided by 15, and when we do that, that's going to give us 12. Alright, then step number 2, just like in the last problem, we are going to multiply by the other number in our scale. Okay, so the number that we haven't done anything with yet is the 8 centimeters, so we're going to multiply the answers we got by 8 to get our size of the scale drawing. So 9 times 8 gives me 72, and that's going to change it to centimeters, and 12 times 8 is going to give me 96, and we're going to change that to centimeters since that's what we multiplied by, is centimeters. So the dimensions of our drawing of the shed when we draw this on paper is going to be 72 centimeters by 96 centimeters. Okay, and that is our answer. Tomorrow we're going to be working on some more problems like this just to give us a review so that we have the scale problems down, this concept down, so that we can move on to the rest of chapter 8. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you guys next time in class. Don't forget your 2 check-in questions at the end of this video. Thank you.